Hi everybody, it's me Albatross again. I'm back with I went back from on if you look on the top left part corner of the screen, Risen from Ashes, the YouTube channel. I went and looked through and collected in a playlist from the earliest ones I could find from September 2020 to I think 2023. I'm gonna try to go through all of these TikToks or whatnot the best I can. But yeah, if you want to go watch it without me, that's totally fine. Just go to other YouTube channel and check it out. Okay, here we go. Friends and family, if you're joining us, I had a quick family emergency. We had a family emergency that to go through.
And my live just deleted right now, so I'm pre-recording this. Hello.
So
I'm so mad because I wanted this information out, and it just decided to delete. So we're about to sit and watch this whole live over, guys, because I need this to go up on my IGTV. So let's watch.
She's like doing a reaction from a recording on a TV screen, in case you didn't hear it.
Any questions? I'm right here.
As you know, yes, I'm a survivor, and I am trying to give back. We are going to be delivering backpacks. So, okay, we started this backpack thing back on Skid Row to the homeless children. We don't know why we started it. It was just this random situation after I left this march. I was like, whoa, I want to give back, and I want to go try to find someone who took care of me. So we took 20-something backpacks down with some of your help on Instagram, some of your help on Facebook. Thank you very much. Now we are sitting on we started out with 30 that we gave down in LA, and then that grew from, we took another 35 to Arizona, or 30 or 35 to Arizona.
Crystal.
And then we ended up, they kind of reproduced, so we have another 20 that we're going to drop off to a trafficking agency in Riverside on Wednesday, and so that's about 100 backpacks, and then somehow from that they've reproduced, and we still have about 100 backpacks to fill. That's a good problem to have, but we are trying to fill them, and we're going to trying to call them comfort bags. They're more for trafficking survivors. Homeless, we fill with a little bit of different stuff.
The homeless bags we fill with toiletries. Anything is helpful for the homeless. But this is a little bit different. We're now leaning towards the trafficking survivors. We are working close with someone who is working with the Human Trafficking Task Force, which means that these backpacks will be in the cars with the
rescue missions.
Yes.
So
upon rescue, these survivors will get these backpacks. So these backpacks are a little bit of a different style.
Kind of more comfort activity kind of a thing.
Yeah, and you kind of heard me say on my Instagram, C1 Save One. Our other hashtag we got going in Arizona right now is hashtag Packs for Kids with Crystal. So we got a few things going right now. We don't really know what we're doing with our hashtags. We're going to be putting that out there because we know that they're Save the Children. The hashtag Save the Children is
kind of hijacked.
It's getting a little hijacked. Yeah, it's getting taken over by the wrong agenda.
Bill Gates kind of has a thing with it, but I'm kind of just stay the course because the message is still the same. Save the children. So
my message for C1 Save One is we can't save everybody. I mean, that's our hopes. That's always my hope is just to save the world, but we can't do that. So all we're leaning for is C1 and Save One. If we can touch one heart, if we can do something that'll help one person, that's my goal. I don't want anything from this. There's nothing more or less to it. It's just about bear with me right now, camera people.
To constantly hashtag something.
That's them, not me.
You know what I
Not
mean?
Albatross,
So
it's Allie.
saying, oh, we're going to save the children.
Doing the
But what are you
camera
getting
noises
up?
and
What
stuff.
action are you taking? What move are you making? You know what I mean? We've had people reach out to us and say, hey, we want to do something in regards to that. We want to help. There's so many things going on, and there's so many fundraisers.
Hey, girly.
You don't see where your money is going. You don't even kind of see any proof of it in the organizations if you fund
Red Cross or, you know,
yeah. I'm not
big Goodwill, things like that.
I'm not one to just throw money at things. I'm one to do it myself. Therein lies a problem. If you guys are sending money and donations, I want you guys to be able to see that this is actually what it's going for. I want you guys to be able to, if you donate a backpack, I want you guys to be able to pray over that backpack. 20 years from now, wherever that backpack is, whoever it is, you can pray over the person that has that backpack and to bless them. So I kind of like it for that reason. But to show you that, we have to videotape a little bit so you can see what we're doing. And therein lies a fine line because I don't want it to be, oh, look what we're doing.
Yeah, we're
that's
not
never
that
the case
people either.
ever.
To like, hey, show out. We don't put a camera in anybody's face. That's not, we're not trying to be.
I see what they're saying because they're right. It's like you can never win with people. It's like, you know, you don't show them what you're spending money on and then they think you're being shady. But then when you do, it's like, oh, well, you know. So, I mean, I totally get what they're saying. It is a very fine line.
You know, gain anything from this. We don't want a media trophy. We're trying to show you guys what's happening, where it's going,
And what? Yeah, why?
and why. Yeah.
So, okay.
So yeah.
So for the other 100 or so backpacks that we have, we were trying to fill them in with comfort things for kids.
But that was okay. So the homeless bags are toiletries. Now, okay. So we have some people who are saying like, I don't have the money to donate. How can I still help? I have someone sending me a box from Pittsburgh right now. I have some people, I have a P.O. box that I'm picking up from people who are packing things up. I picked up soap. Thank you, Christina McCoy. I picked up toiletries and dental Listerine things. Thank you, Chrissy Feldman. We picked up backpacks and stuffed animals, bags of them from the Freedom Fighters. Thank you, Mario and Stephanie Dagalito. Like, these are the things that we're saying. It doesn't have to be money. This is going to get to someone. And for me, for the homeless kids, these are kids on the streets. But for the trafficking survivors, I'm going to break this down. This is what I said on my Instagram. I'm going to show my heart for a little bit. Please don't feel bad for me. Just please understand. I am trying to help you understand what you're doing and what you're giving for. Okay? As a trafficking survivor, you don't have anything of your own, as you know that. It's a very fine line because what we're putting in these backpacks are very different than what's going in the homeless backpacks. The homeless backpacks are the toiletries. But for the children that we are rescuing, you have to be careful in what sense. Smells and sounds are the worst thing, and they're actually the hardest things to overcome when you're as a survivor. Smells and sounds will be your worst enemy for quite a while until you find some sort of freedom. There are deodorants that smell like Johns or men. There are toys that look like sex toys. There are cartoons, usually the Disney main themes, that are turned into pornographic cartoons.
Pornographic cartoons are...
If there are children on here, I love you
Yeah,
guys.
okay, here. Listen. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm watching this in real time. But I know what they're talking about before they're even going to say it. Because, look, the Harajuku thing from that girl on that interview who said she was at a P. Diddy party and saw children dressed as Harajuku dolls, right? Do me a favor. Go do a Google search. Just Google Harajuku dolls. Scroll through the images and see what comes up. It's disturbing. It's almost... It's like they're literally promoting, like they're putting adult theme. I'm trying to be careful how I word this. They're making very adult themes and putting it on very small children and it just go Google it. Like, you'll see. It's wild. I was gonna do a video on it, but to be honest, I didn't even want to show. I can't show those images on YouTube. It's funny. You can go Google it. It'll pop up all over the place. But I can't show it on YouTube because it's so vulgar and vile. Just go look it up. Anyways, back to the video.
All right, now what's Miss Sally gonna tell you? Go find your mama. Let her know I'm doing it live, and please go ask her if you can watch it. I love you. Bye.
Okay, so
when Allie first came, she was telling me about how they train the children, and they will take actual Disney characters. You know, sometimes you see, they're kind of a knockoff character. No, they're actual Disney drawings and actual Disney movie cartoon characters.
The princesses, the seven dwarves,
and they make pornography with them, and it's to train children how to have sex. So they will make the children watch these videos.
Yep, they do in the Disney movies
over and over and over. And so,
oh, honey, they do a lot more than just that in the Disney movies. Let me tell you, like, if you really think critically, and I'm talking about, like, actually think critically about the Disney movies that we all grew up with watching, like, they promote, like, very toxic stuff, like, toxic relationships, like, all unrealistic relationships, like, unrealistic expectations for relationships. And it's like, it is. Disney does have, like, a huge agenda like that.
Usually it's was it hentai?
Yeah, there's hentai, there's anime,
Chinese, there's anime, and then there's regular Disney
I'm not even going to mention the anime. But the anime is wild too. Like, you know, if you Google that stuff, you know, and I'm a fan of anime too, but, like, if you Google it, man, it's wild.
Neverland Pirates animation. So when we want to give coloring books or toys,
we want to keep them as generic character as possible.
Not marketing brand like
Yeah.
Disney, like not Disney princesses, because a lot of times they might have extra connotations to them.
And everybody has their story that they have went through. Everybody has something that flashes them back or triggers them into where they come from. For me, that was a lot because I went through things since I was a baby. There are, excuse me, I'm sorry, I need to start being a little bit more real with you guys because you guys need to understand. So like I said, I'm on my Instagram live, so please get off of here if you're under 10. I love you. Bye. Okay, thank you. But there are certain type of toys that would be okay to put in these homeless bags for children, you know what I mean? But there are certain type of toys that favor screwdrivers or dildos. Or for little boys that are in the life, there are things that they use on the little boys that are similar to what looks like an ink pen, or what's similar to what looks like a screw, a regular screw, or a corkscrew. There are certain...
Well, I already know it's gonna get disturbing here, so just, you know, trigger warning. Disturbing content. If you're children, please, don't watch this. It gets disturbing.
Books.
But it's something we all adults need to hear. This is important, guys. Please listen. Just listen to what she is saying. Listen to her words. Listen to what she's saying.
Certain smells, certain bottles, the shapes of things that will trigger you is what I'm saying to you. There were my mom, my grandma, you know, we all work as a team when we're doing this, and they were throwing things in the bags, and I'm like, whoa, hold on. And my mom has been doing this before I was even a thought of, okay? My grandma was a deaf pastor and used to give back to the homeless. But with the rescue children, it's a little bit different. If you have seen the videos, there's a child who, she's probably about 6 or 7 years old. I'll actually post this in my story because I know where this video is. Sorry, but my story might get a little graphic today. I'll post this story, but there's a little girl, she's sitting on the bed, and her eyes are blacked out. And she kind of has this spoon in her hand, and she's just kind of tossing the spoon. She can't really see, but she's sitting on this bed. Well, as you know, that's something called panda eyes. When a baby or a child is raped, to a certain extent, the blood vessels around their eyes will pop, causing like a black eye, as well as known as panda eyes, which Lady Gaga, if you want to look it up for yourself, boasts about and makes fun of. These are things that victims suffer. Okay, but she's sitting on the bed, my point is, and she can't see, and she's all cleaned up, but she has a spoon in her hand. The reason why we're getting these backpacks ready, because we are putting the toiletries in them.
But when these children get saved and rescued, by the time they go to their aftercare facility, they are just sitting there after police have asked them I don't know how many questions, after they have went through how many rape kits, after they have been through, I don't know, God knows what,
and prodding,
the poking and the prodding and the pictures and the let me see and let me check, and they have to check everywhere. After they go through all that, they have a moment where they can actually sit down. This is the moment where picture books and things like this come into place. There are kids who are raped so bad, and by the time they get to their aftercare facilities, they can't sit up straight, they can't talk, they can't walk. It's going to be a while for them to be able to move or to be able to do anything normal. There are some people who get their limbs cut off. There are some people, this is they're coming out of war. Basically, this is what you have to think of, but way worse for a child. So when we're getting these backpacks ready, there's children that are sitting at these aftercare facilities and they have nothing to do, and they're stuck and thinking about what just happened. All we want to do when we say see one, save one, is to say that you see that child, you know that they went through something, you know that they exist. We put something in these backpacks for them to do, something for them to flip through, and something that they can call their own while they are headed towards freedom. There's so much that goes on after you get to the aftercare facility. You are, say hello to Carly, she's interrupting the shot. There's so many things that happen after when you get to the aftercare facility of, where am I going from here? Where do I get to sleep? Am I going to be hurt again? What's going to happen to me? You know what I mean? And that is at 5, 6, 7, sometimes younger, 16, 14 years old. So when you think of these care packages, I say teddy bears because if you look around this room right now, we're actually in my dance studio, and I'm a fanatic of stuffed animals because when you go to court, they give you court bears to keep you quiet or to keep you calm, but you have to give that court bear back before you leave court, which is why I'm saying I want to give someone a stuffed animal to say, this is mine, and wherever I go, I get to keep it with me. I was a big person on, this is mine. Do I get to keep it? Can I have it forever? I don't throw anything away for this reason today. Okay, I never had anything of my own. In foster care, as you know, you travel with trash bags and collected hand-me-downs of foster girls or foster children that have been before you. So, blankets, we have those, you know, those little blankets that
Hold on.
fire or something, and the police have to
what did I do? Look at that. Sorry, guys.
Fleece blankets, and they're what they wrap you in to get to the facility. Notice how
Sorry about that, guys. I had my pen thing on. But, anyways, but yeah, I have heard this before about, the kids in foster care. That is such, like, such an undignified way. It's like, how could any of these CPS workers stand it? Like, how could you not, like, be outraged? And I'm not trying to, like, point the fingers, but in a way, it's like I am, because you guys are the ones who know that this goes on. Like, I have no, like, we don't have any, we gotta stop trusting our government with these children. I'm sorry, but they've proven time and time again. I mean, I have yet to find, like, a really good story where CPS has actually helped a family or a child. Have you? I mean, honestly, I mean, have any of you heard of it? I haven't. I've never. But anyways, but yeah, that's horrible. It's just so undignified and, like, okay, anyway, I'm sorry. I'll stop interrupting. Keep going, Allie.
you have to give it back, you hang on to it, you can't tell it's yours. We don't want that. For the trafficking survivors, I want to make sure there is a blanket that they can say, when I leave here, this is mine. You know what I'm saying? This is a small blanket that I can take with me, that somebody cared about me enough to say, here's a blanket. I have a whoopee. I call my whoopee that someone made me when I got out of life. I'll actually go grab it. So I'm gonna grab it from them. On the inside of it is the person who made it for me with a scripture, and on the inside of it it's also a coloring pad, but on the outside is my favorite colors. If you want to make something, if you want to create something with your child to give to somebody, we can do that. I ask though, if we stay away from religious views, I believe in God.
I don't blame
you.
you.
Christ, He saved my life.
I do too.
It took me a while to get out, and it took me a while to believe in Jesus. I'm telling you that now, but that's what I believe in now. But I also understand that sometimes you get stuck with your handler, and you believe you're a girl, but you believe that you're a boy. You're a boy, but you believe that you're a cartoon character because your handler forced you and has had you for years and makes you think that and believe that, so you live the lie. Okay? So when you get out, there is nothing that no one can tell you about who you are because you're still that person that they made you to be. Does that make sense? So having something to call your own and your own identity, big thing. This is my whoopee that Miss Beautiful Eileen made me. Sorry, Mom. You're on the shot. This is my whoopee. And on the inside is basically a coloring book. Okay, I never colored it. I did one
That's
time.
beautiful.
But I watched it a few times. And then on the inside, sewn in here, you can see this was a little note. Alright? So if you don't have to donate money, this is not what I'm asking you. Okay. But if you want to donate something and put it in a box and send it to my P.O. box, if you want to drop it off, we can find a neutral spot. If you want to drive halfway to me and I drive halfway to you, I am down to do that much because I want someone to feel like they see me, they know that I exist. There are children coming out of tunnels. There are children who have been raped by animals. I am just being honest.
My advice to anyone who is donating to survivors, my own personal advice, if like you're not a survivor yourself, there are plenty of survivors out there. I would, ask a survivor if you wanted to like donate something like that to them. That's my advice. Because I know it's with what she's saying, it sounds like, well, why would I donate anything at all? If I got to go through all these guys, well, just ask somebody. If you truly want to help, then, you want to help. Ask someone. There's plenty of survivors who I'm sure will tell you.
Honest with you guys, I know right now you're on my Instagram looking like, what are we talking about, Allison? But I am
She's
being
funny.
honest with you, okay? I'm laughing because it keeps me from crying because you don't want to see that ugliness, all right? There are children who have been through worse than what you can possibly imagine, okay? There are children who have grown up into this. There are children who have been born into this. There are children who have been in this for not even a year or two, and it's felt like forever. All right? We have to be the utmost careful with them. There is no words to describe careful. It's different. It's just different.
Exactly. Patient. You gotta be patient.
We're gonna tell you what we're putting in these bags a little bit. We want a teddy bear. We want a picture book.
Teddy bear, stuffed animals, like maybe 10 inches or so, 10, 15 inches, so that they'll fit in the backpack.
Yeah. Crayons, color pencils,
blankets. Walmart has these fleece blankets, usually, especially around now. They're like either 2 for $5 or 2 for $4. Sometimes if you find them on sale. Bright colors. Anything you get, just be careful with the cartoon characters on them, with the panda stuff.
We say this because we just don't want to trigger someone. We know that we can only do as much as we can, but we just have to ease our way with the trafficking survivors. It's just maintain this careful heart when you're purchasing things, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we're not being picky. It's
just not being picky. Just have this careful
they're not
heart
being
and
picky.
understand
They're
that
right.
everything is related to something when it comes to trafficking.
You have to be
And
very
it's done
careful
on
with the children.
purpose.
Yes, and it's done to train you.
It's done on purpose to train, but it's also done to keep a survivor in a perpetual mode of victimization. So no matter where they go, they're constantly being victimized.
Yeah. Activity pad. I don't go to Mickey D's, but I know that these are at Mickey D's, Wendy's. Collect them. You know what I'm saying? These little, get closer. These little activity pads, and they have little pins in them. These are what I'm talking about for just little something to do. If you find these in the store, that's perfect.
Socks.
Wipes, shampoo, toothpaste, a spiral notebook for my teenagers or just for people who like to write or draw pictures, just a piece of paper.
A coloring book, but try to be easy with the Disney characters and that kind of stuff. Just know that a lot of times they're used for other evil things.
Yes.
So they can be triggering.
What we're asking for also is donations of sweats, clothes. First of all, sometimes upon rescue, you don't have any clothes on. They will bust the door down, they will get in there, they will take you out in the middle of what's going on. If that is in the middle of a job, a John, whatever, you have no clothes on, you're possibly bleeding, there's possibly just a lot of things going on. We're putting medium-sized sweats and an extra large shirt in all of the bags for the fact that when they come out, the task force, they can reach into this bag and just say, we have some sweatpants and stuff. Usually they wrap you up in a blanket and they pull you out. See, the task force, their job is to get you out. So the task force does not have things like this on them usually, because this is not their worry. And then it shouldn't have to be right now. The fact of the matter is, get them out of the situation. That is what we want, to rescue the children. So when they get out, it would be helpful if there was already just some side clothes to throw them in real quick until they get to the aftercare facility. Another thing, I see there's so many things that I want to spit out to you guys, and then I straight out renege because I get so scared.
Stupid. You're retarded.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to scare anybody. My heart's all pounding out of my chest. It's not that I want to. It's not that I want to scare you guys. I wish I could just put you inside my heart for 2 seconds and put you in my head and help you understand, so I don't have to sound like I'm like going crazy. I, for a long time, didn't say anything because I feel like I've been through so much that people wouldn't believe me. Not just believe me, but they don't want to hear it because it's too much or it's too unreal. When people understand what individuals are going through in trafficking, you will never be the same. See, I didn't want to do this. You will never be the same. And what I mean by that is you will be so angry at what these rescue missions entail and what they find and what they have to pull these kids out of. Rape and torture, those words don't do it justice of what individuals in trafficking are going through right now. When I say the most vile, unheard thing you can think of, I tell people you would know when you find something because of the smell. See, traffickers, I don't know what it is, but have you ever seen Hoarders, the show, or just Hoarders in general? Or if you've ever been into a hoarding house, the smell of it is like, you know what I mean? Traffickers, we were talking about this earlier. Traffickers keep things. There's a joke, people say cunt or cum bucket or cum trash can. People don't understand that when I say traffickers keep every little thing, they will make they make glasses, okay, to have golden showers, piss in, to have come in, and either make you drink it or they keep it as a decoration, even if they sold you.
Okay.
Like, there's so much. Okay, there's like.
That's where trafficking stops and then satanic ritual abuse overlaps. I told you there's several components of this. Satanic ritual abuse is the next component we're going to start dealing with more. Trafficking is kind of the past videos we talked about, but here's where it starts overlapping with satanic ritual abuse.
Yeah. You will see that with the Epstein documents, you will see that.
Yeah, where are they?
That you find. A trafficker will keep a.
Yeah, where are these Epstein documents? You know, she did this video like 4 years ago. So, I mean, you know, where are they? Why haven't we seen them yet? It's because they don't want us to. And like, that's why I wanted to go back to the beginning, because everyone's seeing what like she's been saying recently, and people need to remember she's been saying this since 2020. She's been saying this since 2020. This video was, like, you can see it in the top left corner, September 20th, 2020.
Souvenir or a trophy from their victims. I don't know why that is. I recently did that live interview on Eastville. This woman in Eastville kept a cellar in the back of her house with all the daughters that she had, which included me and her dead daughter. All of her things were in there. I am talking about old tampons. I am talking about old used tampons. I am talking about fluid from their body that's even evaporated in the cup, but the cup is still there. Okay? They keep the most nastiest, the most vile, unheard things after the fact. And they do the craziest things. If you have watched a horror movie, think of one of your worst nightmares and times that by 10. Plus more.
Some of the reasons why they keep these things are they can pull DNA out of it. Number two, they can use it for witchcraft, for spells. You see me post a lot, and I'll say, I just said about RBG, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, I said she's a coven witch. When I say coven witch, I mean they are actual broom flying.
You don't live in the world you think you do, Instagram!
Cauldron stirring witches, and they will use things like that for spells. What you see on movies of, it's always the joke, the witch needs powdered frog eye and tail of a newt and all that crap. They make actual witchcraft spells and do rituals and do all that stuff. So they will save DNA. They will follow victims. They will follow people and take their DNA.
I see everybody. There's some people on my Instagram that just said, "Hold up, not me. I'm going out." Listen. Okay, wait a minute. Let's flag on the play. Flag on the whole play. When you finally hear what's going on, when the names finally come out. See, what pissed me off at the rally yesterday was the fact that people don't understand. See, I've been trafficked to high politicians. I'm talking about high politicians that people now worship to this day. I have been trafficked to celebrities that people love, honor, respect, idolize, and listen to every single day. I work in the media. That's why celebrities don't faze me. Okay, for number one. For number two, that's why I'm not the type of person that's like, everybody bleeds red. I am the type of person that everybody bleeds red because I've been around some crazy shit. All right? There are elites. Who do you think went to Epstein's Island? Ask yourself. Ask yourself, why is Oprah, Ellen, and everybody else running? Why isn't child trafficking on mainstream media? Why am I the one?
See, everyone wants to say she doesn't name names, but she is naming names. If you go back to her older stuff, she does name names. There's 2 names right there. Oprah and Ellen. And if I'm not mistaken, isn't this before all that nasty stuff about Ellen came out? I could be wrong. Maybe this is, But the point still remains. This is 2020. Okay? And this is what she's saying. This is what she's saying. In September 20th, 2020.
Why don't you see a celebrity platform right now that's getting shit ready for Child Lives Matter, but everybody getting shit ready for Black Lives Matter? Nobody is making a point to say something about the children, but they're making a point to say something about their minority. Ask yourself why. It's because the people that run the news and the people that are already on the news are the people who are trafficking your children. That's why. Before you look at something crazy and second guess it, do your research and do it for yourself. Don't let the TV, don't let your friends, don't let someone else tell you what is going on. Don't let it be me either. Look for yourself. But I'm telling you right now that I've been in the hands of somebody that you worship, and I can tell you right now that everybody that's watching this video will watch this video or has watched this video. I've been in their hands. I know about it. That's why I don't play with it. That's why it's serious to me, and that's why I'm so passionate about it. Before you take the second to say, hell no, this can't be true because I love them. This is crazy because they're who they are. There's a reason who are they?
How do you know who they are?
They know who they want you to know. They give you the information they want you to know. You see the things about me that I want you to know. So what do you think celebrities do? Instagram. See, we haven't had this talk on my Instagram, so I see a lot of people that's like, nope, can't do this one. Nope, you're about to. No matter if you like it or not, it's 2020. There's so many things coming up and will come up before this election that you will have to do because you just don't want to and you're just going to go through it. All right? And when these children, there's so many people being pulled, there's so many children. Ask yourself, how many children have been pulled out of the ground in the last 3 months than in the last 2 years? When they're finally out, when they finally go through their rape kits, when they finally clean up the wounds, heal up the bruises, put in the stitches, the staples, and do all the surgeries that they need because their bodies are all out of whack because of all the wicked things that people.
And you want to know what's something that's messed up too? Is that this is 2020, right? When Trump was in office. That's just crazy to me. It's just like, because I'm not going to say nothing about it. Just think about something. I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but she's talking about these survivor kits being taken to like Arizona, right? So I'm assuming like the border and stuff, right? I mean, I could be wrong. That's usually where the trafficked children come from. So there's not even task force doing that anymore. Not in the last 4 years. Anyways, I just I wanted to say that. I'm saying it. And listen, I am not political at all. I hate all politicians. All of them. They're all liars. I think it's crazy that any one of us would get mad at each other for not liking or liking any one of them. I think it's crazy to like any of them. To be honest, if you're asking my opinion. They're all nasty. They're all corrupt. They make their living off lying to us. But anyways, continue.
There are cosmetic surgery that traffickers have to go through. Some of them survivors. I can't have kids of my own. Thank God it wasn't that brutal for me. But I know that it can be even more for somebody else to the point that your body, excuse me ladies, your vagina is reconstructed because someone tore you up so bad that you can't walk. That's what I mean. And the same thing goes for boys. That's why I'm saying we have to be careful of what we put in these bags. Because they take things that look like screwdrivers and they screw them into little boys' penises for pleasure. Those, when they finish, when they get through all of that, they have to tell their story. When they get through all the rape kits, a lot of emergency, when they're finally at the aftercare facility, when they finally find them somewhere to go, they have to tell their story. When things come out, you will not be able to sleep at night. I'm trying to get some people ready for that. I'm over here waiting for that.
I'm ready for that day because some politicians I'll be giving their names to.
And
I'll
she
be going
has
into hiding soon, I'm sure. Not soon. Don't freak out. Instagram.
the politicians that I know for sure that she's named since this video aired for sure are at like from her own mouth. I know one was Joe Biden. I don't want to say anyone else because I can't quite remember if it was them, but I know for sure she talks a lot about Joe Biden assaulting her. So, I mean, you know, that comes later though. You know, at this point, I guess she's not ready to talk about it.
Answers, don't freak out. Not soon, but I'm pretty sure when it's time, I'll have to go back into hiding. We're okay, dancers. But just soon. This is the reality of this life. We just have to be careful with them. And you just please have to understand that everything that you have ever been taught, get ready to be retaught everything.
Yeah, you're better off if you unlearn most of everything you think you know and start from scratch, because 20 years ago, I would have never dreamed any of this was possible, happening. I would have argued with anybody that this stuff was crazy. But we live in a different world, and things are not the way we've been taught.
Yeah, they're your psychic shops. How do you think your psychic shops stay into business? I'm going to tell you right now that I've been through those, and your psychic shops are facades. They're smoke and mirrors. I don't do Halloween. I don't do magic because I've been through that crap. It's very real.
Let's talk about the psychic shops real quick.
Since we are coming up.
All right, this video is getting a bit long. I'm going to have to split this up into 2 parts. But anyways, I'll be back for part 2. Thanks for listening.